and welcome to the 2009 Magic the Gathering World Championships. I'm here with Randy Buehler. I'm Randy Buehler here with Brian David Marshall, and we are ready for the finals. Andre Coimbra from Portugal on the left of your screen. David Reitbauer from Austria on the left. Reitbauer is playing Jund. Jund has been the dominant deck in Standard. It's been the defining deck. It's the deck with the target on its forehead, and it's been winning despite all of that. But Andre Coimbra comes armed with Naya Lightsaber, a Mike Flores design specifically targeting Jund. How's this going to play out, Brian?
I think Andre's going to win. Mike, I've been texting with Mike.
Back and forth, sure.
Back and forth. He said that Andre wins most of the games that don't see multiple Blightnings. Seems like a kind of a typically broad statement from Mike. As long as Reitbauer's deck doesn't do what it designed to do, Blightning you and cascade into Blightnings.
Sure.
But the Ranger of Eos really does have an ability to mitigate the Blightnings.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of players sort of looking toward the white cards as the way to thwart Jund. Ranger of Eos gives you a lot of card advantage. Gives you the mid-game that you need to kind of refill your hand after a Blightning. You've got a lot of good utility cards in white as well. Path to Exile, Oblivion Ring. Even Brave the Elements has been having a good weekend, although it's not in Coimbra's deck. Pretty slow start for both players. Oran Reef followed by a Forest for Coimbra, and Reitbauer played 3 different Savage lands, so all of his lands comes into play tap tri-lands. And now here we see Garruk as his turn 4 play. First spell of the match. How good is Garruk in this matchup?
Seems like it should be terrific if he can get out ahead of... I mean, it doesn't seem that great here. He's probably just going to make a 3/3 just to get some creatures on the board.
Makes
sense. Fine.
Yeah. Since it sets him up for Broodmate next turn, though. Yeah.
You can use my counters if you want.
Yeah, there's a 3/3. Or there's some loyalty counters. There's a 3/3. Lightning Bolt takes care of the 3/3.
He's worried about the 3/3 as you are about Garruk. Oh, but I guess he's got Bloodbraid Elf here.
Yeah, that works out. There's Bloodbraid. It's usually the Jund player's trick.
Oh,
Bloodbraid into Thoktar.
That's about
wow.
as good as it gets.
That is about as good as it gets. So Bloodbraid takes out Garruk and delivers a 5/4 attacker onto the board.
Andre's hand is looking pretty busty here.
Yeah, Andre's got a Ranger to potentially refill or / reload. He's got a Baneslayer as a nice potential threat.
He's got a Bolt for this Master of the Wild Hunt that I think is going to see play. Or is it going to be a Bloodbraid Elf into Blightning?
Yeah, Reitbauer's got Bloodbraid Elf. I think I saw Maelstrom Pulse, Broodmate, Terminate. What do you play here if you're Reitbauer?
Terminate the Woolly Thoktar?
Bloodbraid.
Hope I hit a removal spell off a Bloodbraid Elf. I don't.
Putrid Leech.
Putrid Leech, which seems fine.
Yeah, totally reasonable. No 5th land for Reitbauer. He was really looking forward to having Garruk around, untapping 2 lands, I think. Yeah, Bloodbraid, Terminate, Bolt.
Attack with both
Master.
and then when he pumps Putrid Leech.
Oh, bolts it out from under it? Yeah, we see Bolt, Baneslayer, lands, and a Ranger for Andre Coimbra. Seems like attack, Bolt the Putrid Leech out from under its pump effect, right?
Yeah.
Although that does take Baneslayer out of play.
Yep. Yeah, which is what he's going to do.
Yeah, but he could have gone Bolt Ranger?
Yeah.
It's interesting. He goes Baneslayer instead of Bolt Ranger. feel like Mike Flores is our third booth member. Your phone keeps vibrating. Sure,
He's
it's
pretty
Mike
excited.
texting in.
So the funny thing about this deck is Mike and I were doing a podcast for Top 8 Magic, and we were doing just playtesting some random standard matches.
Okay.
And interestingly,
Second Garrett for Reitbauer, by the way.
we were testing Evan Irwin's Conqueror's Pledge deck.
Okay. Oh, and there's the Terminate for Baneslayer.
Yep. And Mike, out of that playtest session, and Andre Coimbra's need for a deck for Worlds, which we were talking about,
Okay.
Mike ended up coming up with Naya Lightsaber.
Wow. That's a pretty good turn for Reitbauer. Garrick off the top.
Yeah, I mean, this really you just see the
Gets to Terminate.
explosiveness again, a term we used when we were talking about some of Bram's draws. But I mean, this is really the explosive deck, right?
All right, so what's the play for Coimbra? It's got to be
I
attack
think
with
we're
bolt
back to
backup,
the,
right?
We're back to the same plan from last turn, right? Yep. Just trying to decide if Wooly Thoctor's going at Garrick.
They both attack our
Yeah, Reitbauer wants Putrid Leech to trade with Thoktar, but it's not going to happen.
So it was 2 got 17.
Instead, Putrid Leech trades for Lightning Bolt, with Reitbauer losing 2 life on the deal, and the Bloodbraids run into each other. Coimbra down with the last creature standing. And presumably, he Rangers here?
He's going to
I'll
Ranger,
play
Orin refit.
this stuff. I'll just get the creature.
No, he can't Orin
No, he can't run It's not
No.
green.
He's going to
Yeah.
get a Thoctar and another Thoctar, play the Thoctar.
Nakatl. Nakatl and
No,
Scoot
I'm sorry,
Mob.
yeah,
Yep. Get the one Scoot Mob. That seems better. And then which one? You play the Scoot Mob here,
I guess
right?
he plays the Scoop Mob.
Yep, there's the Scoot Mob.
Go.
Kill it now or forever hold your peace.
It seems like Reitbauer has several ways to potentially kill it. Many, many ways, yes. Burst Lightning can only do it right now, but the Terminate the Maelstrom Pulse will work whenever. He's got Bloodbraid. Does have Master of the Hunt. Seems like Bloodbraid here. See what happens. And then Garrett can
Nothing
untap
bad can
lands for a
happen.
Burst Lightning. Right, everything is good, right? The Blightnings are good. Creature removal spells are good. Creatures are good. Looks like Reitbauer agrees with us. Yeah, I think you need to know. I think you want to Bloodbraid and find out what happens.
Now he's considering just terminating. And then
He can still
Let-
terminate. He's at Garrick. Yeah, Reitbauer definitely has a lot of options here. I mean, Burst Lightning plus Maelstrom Pulse is not a crazy turn, and make a 3/3, I guess. Doesn't seem crazy. But I would Bloodbraid. What
Just
would you do?
see what happens. And kill everything.
Kill everything? But I mean,
Yeah.
that might happen with Bloodbraid.
There you go.
All right, Reitbauer plays
agrees with
Bloodbraid
you.
Elf.
Yep.
Cascades into Broodmate, no. Other Broodmate, Blightning. All right, so 3 damage and land and Nakatl go away.
Last 2 cards in his hand.
No, he's got 1 left. I believe Coimbra's got 1 card left. Right, now what? Now I think you untap lands with Garrick.
Terminate. Untap and have the ability to terminate.
Terminate, or do you want to use your Burst Lightning while you still can?
Oh, actually, he really wants to get rid of that Scoop Mob. Huh?
Feels a little less efficient somehow to use the Burst Lightning, but Yep, untap 2 land.
Yep.
First
Bye-bye,
landing the
Scoot
Scoot Mob. I like it. That Garrick was so huge. It's just the lands. I mean, that's all. Reitbauer just needs mana. He's got such powerful spells. Coimbra did have a Ranger, but it feels like he's kind of running out of gas here. They attacking Garrick?
Me?
Or Coimbra?
Cards in hand.
I mean, or Reitbauer. Yeah, Bloodbraid trades. Looks like, yeah, Reitbauer goes to 12. Coimbra said Coimbra's ignoring Garrick. Another Ranger. That's good. Nakatl.
Yeah. Play them both. Or play one. Make it a
Play
4/4.
one, make it a 4/4. I would play both.
Oh, play both.
Oh,
make them
play
both
both and
4/4s.
play them both 4/4. Yeah.
Much better.
That is pretty awesome. Pair of 4/4s. I think about that one card just turned into 2 4/4s and a 3/2.
Yeah.
Such a good card. Now, we know there's a Maelstrom Pulse hiding in David Reitbauer's hand. Drew a land. So terminate Maelstrom Pulse and Master of the Hunt. And if he uses Garrick to untap lands, he's got 7 mana. Sounds like Pulse plus Master.
I think he might actually go Pulse, Terminate, and make a guy. And then that
Oh, that's
guy
not
can
bad.
trade with the Ranger of Eos.
Sure. Yeah, I like your play.
Right, he's got an extra counter on the Garrick right now.
Uh-huh. Oh, the land comes into play tapped.
No, he did it right. Eos.
Oh, that's funny. It's the black-red M10
Does
land,
not
but he
have
only has a
small form
forest.
mountain.
So it comes into play tapped. So he's got 6 mana, which makes your play even better. Like, my play's not even possible. Right, so Maelstrom Pulse kills both Nakatls. Garrick untaps 2 land,
Cool.
terminate Thoktar. Bloodbraid off the top. Wow. Oh, he flips Path to Exile. That's too bad. That does nothing here.
One.
Wow. That was a great card off the top of Andre Coimbra's library, but not the cascade effect he was looking for. Still, 3-power haste is not irrelevant here.
He can finish off Garrick.
How many counters on Garrick? 6 counters on
Yep.
Garrick.
See.
Yep. And Orin Reef's up to a 4/3. Is that a second Maelstrom Pulse off the top? All right. Master, Coimbra would like to deal with that before it gets out of hand. It's like, where's the Path to Exile now? It used to be on top of his library, but no, not anymore. All right, 4/3 and a 3/2 attacking. Reitbauer's on 12. Seems like he takes it. Whoa! Another Ranger. He's out of attackers, though, right? This is just going to get Hierarchs? Oh, but the Hierarchs get pumped up by the Orin Reef.
Yep. Yeah,
One
more
Nakatl left. Yep. Nakatl and Hierarch. That'll be a 4/4 Nakatl. Crazy.
Sorry, I flipped the cards.
Is Andre actually going to win this game?
But as I know you did this.
I think so.
Sorry for flipping the card.
I believe Reitbauer's last card's a Maelstrom Pulse, so that'll nail the Rangers. But
He'll be
4
able
power,
to
4 power, 1 power.
kill the Noble Hierarch with his Wolf token
Okay.
without it killing back.
It seems like he's going to have to block with Master. Draws, was that land? Yeah, Orin Reef. So here's Maelstrom Pulse. That'll nail 2 Rangers. Both players empty-handed, is that right?
Yep.
No cards in anybody's hand. Playing off the top. Top of Coimbra's deck has loved him so far, that's for sure. What's it got for him now?
Both players playing very, very tight up on the red zone.
All right, what happens with this board? Does Coimbra attack from here? He's got a 4-4 and a 4-3.
I think he has to.
He's got the Hierarch, which can just get blocked and killed. Or it can get mastered. He could potentially attack with just one, and then it would be lethal. And because the Exalted. Like, if he can attack with a 5-5 Nakatl.
Right. Which he can't kill with the Wolf.
Right. I mean, Reitbauer can double block it, is I think
Sure.
the only way he can kill it.
And he can do that every turn. I mean, he can block with the Wolf every turn if he really wants
Oh, that's
to.
true. So he decides for Bloodbraid and Nakatl. So
Yep.
a 4-4 and a 4-3. All right, now you're David Reitbauer. How do you block?
I think you have to block both here, and you have to use your Wolf on to kill the...
If you
Or
block
he's
both,
just-
you're trading your master.
He's just going to...
He's willing to go down to 1.
and not kill anything.
Wow, goes down to 1 and doesn't kill
He
anything.
could have killed the Nakatl there.
How?
Oh, there's a
Baneslayer off the top. What a series of top decks from Andre Coimbra. Thought the Jund player had this, but no, sir. Andre Coimbra takes game number 1.
How many blood red
Naya
did you
Lightsaber
How many
slays the
blood red
Jund
did you
Menace. Up a game, only got to do 2 more.
He ran a triple decker there.
That was Ranger off the top, Baneslayer. No, Ranger, Bloodbraid, Baneslayer.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, that game turned into a blowout at the end. I thought Reitbauer was in good shape, but there are a lot of good cards to draw for Coimbra.
Apparently,
Pretty much everything but a land is great there, right?
Yeah. Apparently, Andre is taking lightning bolts out on the draw.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
The lightning bolts mitigate. I don't know. That's what Mike said.
I put the over-under on the explanation being texted to your phone at 30 seconds.
I'm sorry. He's actually taking the bolts out on the play. He's leaving them in on the draw.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That makes more sense.
He is bringing in great stable sags, which Mike say are just amazing in this matchup.
Sure. Yeah, Coimbra's sideboard, he has access to 4 Celestial Purge. Those seem awesome.
Right.
He has access to 2 Burst Lightnings, 4 Great Sable Stags, which also seem very good.
The Goblin
Rune Blaster's good,
are
right?
Terrific, yes.
But what does he take out? Like, his deck looks pretty good there. What cards? I mean, the sideboard is loaded with amazing anti-Jund cards. I just don't know what he takes out. I mean, is Baneslayer bad in this matchup? Is that possible?
It is possible, but it seems unlikely.
I mean, it's such an amazing card, but it doesn't have any kind of protection abilities, right?
Maybe the Ajani Vengeance are too slow on the draw. Take out some Ajani Vengeance.
Maybe the Lightning Bolts are bad.
Yep.
Reitbauer, on the other hand, his sideboard is 3 Great Sable Stag, 2 Jund Charm, 2 Thought Hemorrhage, the 4th Maelstrom Pulse, 4 Ruin Blasters, 3 Duress.
And the Rune Blasters don't seem very good here.
I'm not sure any of that is any good.
The Maelstrom Pulse seems...
Probably do want the 4th Maelstrom Pulse. I'll buy
the
that.
deck's always just dumping, multiples of the
Right,
same
but
creature out.
Sable Stag doesn't do anything. Jund Charm doesn't do anything. Ruin Blaster doesn't do anything. I don't think Duress does anything. It's all
Guess you could-
creature threats.
Yeah, I don't think you want to Thought Hemorrhage.
But it's not like his main deck has bad cards,
Yeah.
right? I mean, this basic Jund list is fine. It's good. Here you get a good look at Andre Coimbra. He's 23. He's from Portugal. 5 GP top 8s and now 2 Pro Tour top 8s.
Be voting for the Hall of Fame next year.
Yeah, he
Crosses
will.
the 100-point threshold.
Good player. Been on the Sunday stage at Worlds before. Would like to finish the deal this time, and he's up a game. So looking good so far. Across the table from him, we have David Reitbauer. The 27-year-old is from Vienna, Austria. He's been on the Austrian team that was runner-up a couple of years ago to the Swiss. So he's also a veteran of the Sunday stage at Worlds. First individual top 8 here, and would love to finish the deal. Good player with a good deck. We shall see.
We're going to see if we can try to find out how these guys are sideboarded while they shuffle up.
Andre has put... Oh, interesting. So Coimbra's sideboard plan is to take out the Rangers. He's taken out the Rangers. He's taken out Path to Exile, and he's taken out Wild Nikotl.
Basically, the point was when
and
you
that's in order to put in the Sable Stags and the Ruin Blasters.
If you draw a normal spell and the Garrob stays alive, I can come back into the game.
I could have a lightning bolt or a giant with the
Reitbauer has brought in Jund Charm? Really? What does that do?
I guess it makes his guys bigger.
I mean, there aren't that many things to kill with the 2 damage.
Sweeps a team of Noble
Rangers, right? Maybe.
Sweeps the Rangers, yeah.
Interesting. So I was wondering how Coimbra was going to make room for all the awesome Jund cards in the sideboard. It seemed like Ranger was good in this matchup, right? It's your Lightning defense. But what he's done is he's taken out the Rangers, and now he's got essentially threats. Like instead of having... I mean, the Ruin Blaster seems very good. The Sable Stag is really hard for Reitbauer to deal with. But it feels to me like Coimbra's deck might be a little vulnerable to Blightning now.
Right, I agree.
I mean, he's on the draw, so those Blightnings are going to come out long before the Ruin Blasters can cause any problems.
And he hasn't brought in the Celestial Purges.
Oh, really?
Is that that's what it sounds like? We're going to check on that.
Yeah. I mean, Celestial Purge is made for this matchup.
He looks like he took out Nikotl,
he took out a
Ranger, and Path, so it sounds like...
That's 12 cards,
that's
yeah.
12
I think
cards,
I think the Purges...
And he probably did bring in the Purge.
Yeah, the Purges are in, of course. So...
What again?
Oh, a Johnny Vengeant went in as well. So 13-card sideboard swap.
Wow.
Scoot Mob out... all 4.
Brings out the whole,
he brought out the whole
package.
Ranger package. He took out the Scoot Mob, took out all 4 of the Nikotls, took out the Path to Exiles. Instead, he's got Celestial Purge, Great Sable Stag, and Goblin Ruin Blaster, and a random extra Ajani. So capable of attacking the mana base. Certainly saw that over in the team finals as well, where Spreading Seas were very effective at...
Well, I mean, you just look at that first game where on the first 3 turns of the game, Reitbauer is Savage Land, Savage Land, Savage Land.
Yep.
If you were able to, if you had Noble Hierarch draw on your turn 3, play a kicked Ruin Blaster, that's going to be pretty good there.
True. So a lot of people have been sending comments in on the Twitter line. Feel free to text us on Magic Pro Tour on Twitter. Let us know who you think's going to win this. Who's got the edge here? Meanwhile, definitely want to send a shout-out to some of the viewing parties. The folks at Dream Wizards in Rockville, Maryland have gotten together to watch this. Dream Master's a nice store. Friday Night Magic, Thursday Casual, PTQ's pre-releases. I've been to that store.
Hey,
it's a really nice store.
That's Chiat's place.
Yeah.
Laura's a long-time TO. I've been to her PTQs. Run some great events.
Yep, so D.C. area, Rockville, Maryland.
I'm sure I know a couple of the people there.
We've also got some viewing parties going on at Steve Port stores. So Misty Mountain Games in Madison, Wisconsin, and Burnsville, Minnesota. Another couple of great stores.
He has a 7,000 square foot dedicated play space location.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's got to be one of the largest hobby stores in the country.
That's Burnsville, Minnesota?
Yeah.
Misty Mountain North. Yeah, the Madison store is also, that store's been around forever. Tons of stuff, play space, hobby games, etc.
And I've also heard from some people who are doing unofficial viewing parties at their stores.
Yeah?
They just got some stuff together on their own. Like Matt Cruz in Arkansas said all of his friends are at the local game shop.
Very cool.
Much like Europeans will go to watch the football match very early in the morning in the United States. They're in Arkansas at a shop watching. So
Starting to be a reasonable time in America, right?
Starting to.
Well, I guess it's 8:15 on the East Coast, 5 a.m. on the West Coast.
Okay.
Both players keep.
All right, we're off to the races. Reitbauer leads with the Savage Land.
Did we have a?
I think there was one mulligan there.
Yeah.
And another Savage Land. Oran Reef for Coimbra, and
one of the interesting things about the Rune Blaster plan is you can Bloodbraid Elf into the Rune Blaster and still have the opportunity to pay the kicker cost.
oh really?
Yeah, when you play it, so you still have the opportunity to pay kicker.
Huh.
So, for example, if you
Turn 3
Bloodbraid into-
Thrynax for Reitbauer, by the way, but Celestial Purge takes care of that.
if you went into a burst lightning, you could pay for and have it do.
I didn't
extra
realize
damage.
that.
Yeah, it's a pretty brutal turn.
Ha! I guess so.
Uh-huh.
Arid Mesa from Coimbra. And there's the Oran Reef for Reitbauer. He's only got access to 3 mana this turn. Couple of slow starts. Looks like a handful of, was that Terminate, Bituminous Blast, and the Dragon for Reitbauer. Plus he's got a 5th land.
Andre waited until his turn to break his fetch land, wanted
Yeah.
to keep his, I guess, draw some lands on his turn.
Yeah, sounds like he'd rather draw land than spells there. Fourth land and
There's a Bloodbraid
Bloodbraid. No, for a Hierarch. Probably the best thing for Reitbauer. Kind of the worst hit, right?
Yeah, that's certainly one of the criticisms of this deck is the Bloodbraid Elves are a little
Yeah, they're not as good as Reitbauer's Bloodbraids, that's for sure.
unspectacular. When you hit the Woolly Thoctor, it looks awesome.
All right. Cracks a fetch land. Immediately for... What's his turn 5 play, do you think?
He can try to hit the
Bituminous
Cascade
Blast?
Lottery, right? I mean, he can try to Bituminous Blast into Bloodbraid, into...
Yeah, seems right. And he does that... You do
might
that
do it
main
on his own
phase
turn.
so that you can hit Bloodbraid and attack? That doesn't seem very relevant.
Yep.
But I
Here
mean,
it comes.
clearly... Yeah, main phase. Points at the Bloodbraid, gets a
lightning
Lightning
bolt.
Bolt, so the 2 Cascade spells basically undo each other.
Right.
Blast
At its
trades for
heart, it's
Bloodbraid.
1 for 1.
Now 5 mana for Baneslayer Angel. Coimbra's turn. I think I saw Garrett come off the top.
So you have more damage on your second damage, just so you use
Oh.
that when you get close.
15 to 19.
I'm sorry.
Protection from dragons is almost relevant here. It would be relevant if Reitbauer didn't have a Terminate, right?
Yeah.
2 cards.
Which way do you play this? Garrett can Terminate or a couple of 4/4s?
I think you Garrett Terminate.
I think I agree. Reitbauer now at 14.
Maybe making the dragon just put you at a disadvantage, right? He's just going to be able to attack you for 5 right past.
Yep.
No reason to give him 5 life.
Yep.
Terminate. Make a 3/3.
Garrick Terminate your Baneslayer and put a 3/3 into play.
Yep. Seems like a
Pretty good turn indeed. Coimbra's turn. These guys have been throwing knockout punches back and forth, and nobody ever seems to get knocked out. Such powerful spells. Makes for fun magic. Bloodbraid, Lightning Bolt, Plains is Coimbra's hand. So he's going to be able to Bloodbraid and Oran Reef. Yep. I mean, how many counters on Garrick?
There's 2 now.
Baneslayer, no. Land, no. Sable Stag. Wow. So the Oran Reef hits both of those.
Yep.
Yeah. Bolt the 3/3. Kill Garrick. Counters for everybody. God. Great turn for Coimbra. Guys really do just take turns throwing haymakers.
Still does have to face down a dragon.
Oh, you
Or
thought
2.
that was good? How about 2 dragons? Broodmate Dragon for David Reitbauer. A pair of 4/4 flyers. Although with both of Coimbra's creatures at 4 power. Oh, is that Ruin Blaster? So what's the play if you're Coimbra? I mean, you can attack, and force trades.
Right, you trade the red token for
the red token for the
Great
Sable Stag. I mean, I think if he doesn't attack, Reitbauer can actually start attacking him in the air. So I think you have to attack and force the trades rather than risk Reitbauer playing a ground answer and flying over. This is another one that works out to be sort of a 1-for-1 trade, right? It's Broodmate trading for Bloodbraid.
Sure. Now, there's an Oran Reef in play for Reitbauer.
I think they both have one.
Yeah, so he might want to just get that Oran Reef off the board.
With the Ruin Blaster?
With the Ruin Blaster. I don't know if he attacks with the Ruin Blaster or not. Yep.
No, it would just get picked off. Yeah, I like this. Oh, and Coimbra only wants to...
Reitbauer is only...
Yeah, Reitbauer trades off the Red Dragon for the Sable Stag.
There goes Oran Reef.
And keeps his 4/4 flyer instead of Bloodbraid. I guess 4/3, it's vulnerable to a lot of removal spells.
Oh, well.
And he draws Lightning Bolt off the top.
He
Wow.
also has Terminate.
Yeah, that's why he didn't want to trade with Bloodbraid. Makes sense. Did take 4 down to 10, though. Now what? Can Reitbauer afford to attack?
Well, he can kill both creatures, attack for 4, and get his game on.
Right, he can also leave the 4/4 to block Ruin Blaster. I don't know if he wants to... Yeah,
Says go.
I don't think he really wants to trade... What was that? Oh, Celestial Purge! Bye-bye Broodmate Dragon. Here comes Bloodbraid and Ruin Blaster. Does Reitbauer blow both of them? Like, clearly, yeah. All right.
So
everything cancels out.
Let's mulligan to 0 here.
These guys just mulligan to 0, right? Nobody has any cards. They're both playing off the top. Haymaker.
Great Sable
Stag from Coimbra. The crowd loves it. Oran Reef makes that a 4/4. Bituminous Blast off the top, but that can't touch a Sable Stag. The sideboarded Stags coming over.
Goes to 6.
Reitbauer's at 6. Second Bituminous Blast. That doesn't help. Amazing cards, but this is why Sable Stag is so good against Jund. They can't point their removal spells at it. And a land.
Andre doesn't want to play anything.
Reitbauer's at 2. Yeah, the right answer is don't play anything. Reitbauer scoops them up. He's like, yeah, wow, I had 2 Bituminous Blasts. That doesn't help.
Sadly, he says, sadly, I still had these.
Yeah. Andre Coimbra is 1 game away from being world champion. Coimbra 2-0. The Sable Stag sitting in the sideboard for the Jund matchup. Naya Lightsaber designed to destroy the Jund matchup. And the Portuguese in the crowd are just going nuts. Whew. This is fun. I mean, the guys are just throwing haymakers back and forth.
gotta tell you, this is a great space to watch
It's true.
for a Pro Tour Finals. I don't know if you guys have at home have seen this space, but I mean, we are in an auditorium.
Yep.
It's really
Got the
comfortable
big screen
seats.
set up, kind of movie theater style. I always love it when we get to be in the room with. Yeah, I always love it when we get to be in the room with the crowd too. It kind of makes it more fun for everybody. So
Maybe
what does
give you an
Reitbauer
idea of
do
how many
now?
people are in the crowd. Could we get a roar from the crowd just so people can see how many people are out there? Can you guys in the audience just give us a yell for the people at home? Give us a yell.
There you go. Now, how does Reitbauer regroup? It's not like
He's just got to rely. I mean, we've seen this before. He just has to rely on his deck doing what it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not like he's misbuilt it or got the wrong answers. He just has to shuffle up and hope it works out next time.
Yeah. I mean, clearly he has to cut Andre 2 cards deeper.
Where's the bad cards in Coimbra's deck, though? Every card in there has been chosen specifically for this match.
So we saw Andre shuffle all 15 sideboard cards in and then pull 15 cards out. We don't know if he's made any changes or not. He's still on the draw, so presumably he's on the same strategy he was last game.
Yeah, I mean, that version of the deck looked great.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sable Stags looked awesome. The Ruin Blasters were relevant. The Purges are awesome.
That Oran Reef, the Vastwood was...
It's only got the one. It was quite
terrific.
good. It's funny, though, if Reitbauer just draws his removal spells in a different order, he's fine. But he had to waste a Lightning Bolt on a Ruin Blaster. I mean, it was really sort of depressing. That Lightning Bolt is so huge since it's the only thing that can kill a Sable Stag. But he had to waste that, and then he has to waste that on a Ruin Blaster, and then he draws into Bituminous Blast. If he draws those in the other order, it's in such better shape, right? He blasts, he gets to spin the Cascade Lottery potentially twice if he draws, he had Terminate Bolt traded for Blood Braid Ruin Blaster. He'd much rather have had one of those be a Bituminous Blast, even both.
Right. So Andre, it looks like, has not made any changes from his game to
that makes sense.
sideboard state.
Yeah, he's got a lot of options, but this looks like the right version.
We'll have to get a look at Reitbauer's sideboard, see if he's made any changes now that he's seen how Andre set his deck up.
What's he going to change? Sable Stags of his own to block and trade? Like, it's not awful. I mean, that's relevant, right?
Players deal out, hoping for a good
They don't
7.
get purged either. Reitbauer spins up his draw. Looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Andre Coimbra leads 2-0. These are best 3 out of 5, so Reitbauer's going to have to win 3 games in a row if he wants to be world champion.
Andre's going back for
Coimbra's
6
going to
new
mulligan.
ones. He did that last game.
Yeah, that was Coimbra off a mulligan last game, right?
Yeah.
What's the hand that
Looks
Reitbauer
like
had?
it's 2 lands, Master of the Wild Hunt.
I did see
a
at least one
Putrid
lightning
Leech,
bolt, maybe 2.
2 lightning bolts.
Only so 2
lightning
lands.
bolts. Savage Land and a Mountain and a Maelstrom Pulse, I believe is the hand.
Pretty good, but he's going to need to draw lands.
Yeah, and he needs to draw, another non-red mana source. Can't cast the Putrid Leech, can't cast the Maelstrom Pulse. His card can't cast the Master of the Wild Hunt. The only 2 cards he can cast off of that are the lightning bolts.
Isn't it Savage Land Summit?
I believe it was Savage Land Mountain.
Thought I saw Dragon Skull Summit.
Andre Coimbra had 1 Pro Tour to go to this year. He had 15 Pro points.
I
He
think
looked
he
at the
chose
schedule.
well.
He said, I'm going to go to Rome.
Andre's got a row of Cokes under that table, too. I don't know how many of them are still full, but...
Six cards.
Savage Land Mountain, you're right. What are these 6? Ruin Blaster, a couple of lands.
This looks like a keeper.
Thoktar, yeah, that draw looks really good. I mean, it doesn't do anything till turn 3, but it's nothing but hits at 3, right? Players trade. Dueling comes into play. Tap lands. Oh, Bloodbraid for Reitbauer.
There's a summit for Reitbauer. Andre would love to see a
Hierarch.
hierarch on that turn.
Coimbra keeps drawing land. Yeah, plays the fetch land. I think he wants to
do this
thin.
at the end of Reitbauer's turn, no doubt.
Swamp.
Putrid Leech on turn 3.
Putrid Leech. Leaves up the ability to bolt something. Coimbra cracks his fetch land.
Andre has great stable sag, but there's a lightning bolt waiting in the wings for it.
Speaking of viewing parties, we apparently have a house of college students in Tempe, Arizona. Joe V reports they've been up all night watching Worlds.
Hey, guys. I hope everyone's drafting while they're doing this. I'm very disappointed when I hear about these viewing parties and nobody's drafting.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of drafting.
Okay.
Yeah, totally contentious to watch. There's Thoktar. Many choices for Coimbra. Decides Thoktar is the right one.
Oof, that is some removal heavy hand for Reitbauer. Gonna pulse that, do 4 to you.
Yep. Pulses away the Thoktar. Attacks with the Putrid Leech.
4.
Yep, says 4.
Yep. Yep.
Reitbauer's out of
20%
lands,
of your
though.
life total, please.
No
Here
fourth
comes.
land, so this Ruin Blaster is painful. That's how the deck was drawn up. Ruin Blaster targeting Savage lands. And Reitbauer had no fourth land, so he desperately needs land. No. Draws another Maelstrom Pulse.
I think they're doing the wave in the front row here.
Putrid Leech heads over. Coimbra down to 11. Reitbauer pays 2 down to 14. What is Coimbra's next play? Oh, he can actually pull off your play. He can go land, Bloodbraid with the red available to potentially kick a Ruin Blaster if he spins one up.
Looks like what he's going to be doing.
Yeah, that looks like the play. Sable Stag is his other option. Sable Stag, Celestial Purge, that's his other option. I like it. Bloodbraid. What's it going to be? Sable Stag. 5 power comes over. Reitbauer has the Lightning Bolt, so down goes Bloodbraid, but he still takes 2 from Ruin Blaster. 12 to 11. Not a land for Reitbauer.
Kill
But he
the
does have
Sable
the
Stag.
Bolt for the Sable Stag, so does he want to trade?
I think he's got to sit back and D here.
Is he going to win that way?
He is not.
I mean, trade. Reitbauer's. I mean, if nothing else, if Coimbra's hand is blanked, Reitbauer would win this race. But no, he decides to play defense. Oh, Thoktar. Celestial Purge is probably going to happen from Coimbra. Purge and attack? Yeah, Purge, attack, play a guy. Seems pretty awesome. Andre Coimbra playing the Naya lightsaber deck that he got from his buddy Mike Flores. Drawn up for this tournament, for this matchup. Yeah, Reitbauer reaches for Putrid Leech. He knows what's coming. Putrid Leech is RFG'd. Ruin Blaster comes over. Reitbauer down to 10. And the news gets worse, David.
Does he play Great Stable Stag here?
Or Thoktar. Either one.
Thoktar.
Decides on the Thoktar. And ships the turn back. Reitbauer needs a land. Draws Bituminous Blast. Things are looking dire. Coimbra smashes over for 7, dropping Reitbauer to 3. Here's a Sable Stag. Good luck. You got to deal with all 3 of these, David. Maelstrom Pulse off the top. Wow. Andre Coimbra wins the World Championship. Naya Lightsaber to the rescue. The Jund deck goes down in the finals. David Reitbauer from Austria comes up 1 match short. He's now got a 2nd place in the individual portion of Worlds to go with his runner-up finish on the team side. And Andre Coimbra from Portugal is your world champion.
Goes from having 1 invite to being qualified throughout next year.
Goes to 45 grand. Wow, great weekend for Andre Coimbra.
Ran a lightsaber through the enemy.
Hello again. Brian David Marshall, Randy Bueller. Our boys are going to set up for the award ceremony, so stay tuned. There is a lot of hardware to be handed out. We'll bring you all of that. Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, teams, Magic Online. That's what this week's all about. You've got all of these storylines for the entire year. The Player of the Year race, the World Championship, or in Rome. And all of those storylines kind of converged on Rome this weekend. And now the dust is settled. We've got a new player in the standard format, and maybe a potential, heroic answer to the Jund deck on display. We've got a Portuguese world champion. What do you take away? What's your lasting memory of Rome?
My lasting memory of Rome is going to be seeing Frank Karsten play a Highlander deck in Extended.
You started the Memento collection, right?
I did. I actually have his deck list.
Yeah, the weekend started. I mean, it seems like forever ago, but the weekend starts with the Hall of Fame inductions.
That's my highlight every year at Worlds.
Every year it's the Hall of Fame?
I spend a lot of time thinking about the Hall of Fame and working on the Hall of Fame throughout the year as part of being the Pro Tour historian, and to see those guys step up on stage and see Magic players can be a little aloof, a little jaded at times. The Dutch can be very reserved, but to see how much it means to these guys every year as they come up on stages, they get this huge round of applause from their peers, from people who know how hard they've worked, and to know that people voted for them to be in the Hall of Fame. It's just always very moving for me and very gratifying.
Yeah, so Frank Karsten, Camille Cornelissen, Antoine Rouel. You could tell it meant a ton to those guys.
Yeah. Antoine was misty.
Yeah. It's totally a big honor.
What about you? What are you going to remember?
I mean, for me, last Pro Tour, I'll remember it as my last Pro Tour in the webcast booth. I had time to move on, got a video game project, sort of a Richard Garfield designed turn-based strategy game that I've been spending a lot of time working on. So I'll be doing more of that now, and signing off for the last time.
The voice of the Pro Tour for so long. It's going to be some pretty big shoes you leave there.
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, I've just seen so many things over the years. It's been, such a part of my life for so long that I'll definitely miss it. It's been a lot of fun.
Maybe you can plant some stuff in your wife's locker and get her fired.
Right. People keep asking me, does this mean you get to come back and play on tour? No, I'm actually not eligible. I would love to come back to the Pro Tour. I always said, when I was working for Wizards of the Coast and sort of contributing to the Pro Tour, contributing to Magic, I always hoped I could do my job well enough that the Pro Tour would still be there for me when I retire. Right. The little wrinkle that my wife has also got a career going. She still works for Wizards of the Coast, and she's got a great job. She's a great part of the company. And so the fact that I'm married to a Wizards employee means not eligible to come back on the Pro Tour. I mean, obviously her career is more important than my hobby.
I'm just saying someone should look through her locker at work. That's all I'm saying. All right?
Well, I won't be planting anything there. That's for sure.
Well, it's seriously, it's going to be, been a pleasure sitting next to you for the last couple of years now.
Oh, yeah. This team's been a lot of fun.
It won't be the same without you.
I appreciate that.
So,
Great event to go out on, though.
Yeah,
So
you
many
really
awesome-
you really can't pick a World Championship is always so exciting. But we just saw some haymaker magic.
Yeah. No, I love it when
haymaker
comes like that. Totally agree. I was going to go exactly there. I remember the Finkel-Maher World Championship final was very similar. It was a mirror match. It was a little weird to sort of tinker on tinker, but you had this thing where both players were just okay, my turn to do some ridiculous degenerate thing. Tinker out a processor and pay 19. Go. Okay, well I tinker out a processor,
Right.
pay 19, and play a voltaic key so I can make 2 a turn. It's like wow, and it just kept going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and this felt very similar.
Yeah.
Right. Just these haymakers, and neither player would be like that should be the game. No, that should be the game. No, that should be the game. And just these haymakers would cancel each other out. But in the end, Coimbra's deck just had more gas in it. It's just full of these ridiculously powerful threats, specifically designed to be hard for John to deal with.
Yeah, he had more silver bullets in his chamber.
Yeah, and you look at Reitbauer had cards left. It's like one game he dies with 2 Bituminous Blasts, getting killed by, protection from black creatures. Another game he dies with a handful of removal spells because the Ruin Blaster deprived him of the 3rd land he needed to play out the Maelstrom
his
Pulses.
set of 4 Maelstrom Pulses that
Did
were
he
in
have
his
all
hand?
4 at the end?
I think he had all 4 in his
Yeah, it was
hand.
at least 3. So crazy, but Coimbra's deck just set up for the matchup. That was a fun match. Definitely a fun match.
Yeah.
China,
Oh
champions.
my gosh, it's almost lost in the haymakers is the fact that we have a new team.
Yeah.
As the team champion, they've never played on Sunday before in any.
KO. They had the one guy in the top 8 in KO.
Oh, they had the guy in the. Oh, that's the one we missed. We keep
Yeah, the one
forgetting
you and
that.
I missed, right? But potential changing of the guard to top 8. I don't know. No Japanese players, no American players. 8 different countries represented, sort of 7 different European countries. Plus, you've got Terry So from Malaysia. Just lots of great Magic players in the world right now. I mean, it's a great time to be a Magic player. The game is just doing so well. The sets are awesome. The organized play, the events are awesome. Yeah. Just a lot of fun stuff going on.
And the camaraderie around the world. These players who, Martin Juza,
absolutely.
Going to Florida with Shuhei Nakamura and Godanis, who, is originally from Lithuania, living in America. It's,
right.
It's just this crazy melting pot of Magic players is the Pro Tour.
Yep. And we got a new season to kick off, right?
Yeah, we're going to kick off in San Diego, 3rd weekend of February. The weekend before that, there's a Grand Prix in Oakland.
Okay.
Which is, very similar to when the Pro Tour was in Hawaii. It came to Seattle. The Grand Prix came to Seattle first. It was a nice sort of staging area for pros around the world to come in, have a place to settle in, play an event, and then travel to the event. So people can come to Oakland, go there, have a great Grand Prix, and then just head over to San Diego, not that far away.
Are all the Pro Tours set up that way next year?
So we're set up that way for, yes, Puerto Rico has a Grand Prix in Baltimore the weekend before, which is a really nice port to hop over to Puerto Rico from. I know there's one near Amsterdam, and I don't know, I don't recall the schedule well enough to know if there's one just before Chiba and Worlds. Hopefully there's not one, in Minnesota the weekend before Worlds.
Yeah, I was talking to Brian Kibler was kind of complaining about that. He felt like he played badly in this tournament, partially due to jet lag, and he totally would have just come here the weekend before.
Right.
Hung out play testing with his buddies in Paris.
If it goes Minnesota-Paris, you wonder how that plays out for a lot of people.
Right.
As opposed to Paris-Minnesota.
As opposed to Paris-Minnesota. That's exactly right. I mean, Watanabe was also sort of limping into the finish, kind of exhausted.
We've seen that over the last couple of years, right? You remember Olivier
Olivier and Kenji were flying around the world chasing each other. Olivier was clearly exhausted at the
15
end.
pounds of gone. Yeah, he's just like this
Absolutely.
by the end of that year. So,
I think our award ceremony is imminent. Maybe? All right. It's been a lot of fun. For Brian David Marshall, this is Randy Bueller. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awards ceremony for Worlds 2009. Assisting me today is head judge Sheldon Menery. We begin with the 2009 Magic Online Championship. The winner, collecting $13,000 from Finland, Anssi Milimäki. your 2009 online champion. Already awarded, the Rookie of the Year award from Germany goes to Lino Bergold. And now into the team competition. Your world's team finalists, winning a total of $7,500, Austria. Benedikt Klauser, Bernhard Lehner, and Benjamin Rajon. Austria, your world's team finalists. And now, your 2009 World Team Champions, winning a total of $12,000, China. Xi Yang Zhang, Bo Li, and Tong Wu are your 2009 World Team Champions from China. Already awarded in 4th place in the individual competition, winning $14,000 from the Netherlands, Bram Snepvangers, and in 3rd place, winning $15,000 from Malaysia, Terry So. And now, the finalist of Worlds 2009, winning $24,000 from Austria, David Reitbauer. Your Austrian finalist from Worlds 2009, once again, David Reitbauer. Now it's time to meet your Magic the Gathering Player of the Year for 2009 from Japan, Yuya Watanabe. The Magic the Gathering Player of the Year, Yuya Watanabe. And now, your Magic the Gathering World Champion for 2009, winning $45,000 from Portugal, Andre Coimbra. Once again, the 2009 Magic the Gathering World Champion is from Portugal, Andre Coimbra. We'd like to thank everyone who has helped to make Worlds 2009 such a great success. The staff, the judges, the players, and of course you, the viewers. Join us again for another great year of Pro Tour action, beginning with Pro Tour San Diego, February 19th through 21, 2010. But until we meet again, I'm your host, Richard Hagan, saying bye.